Imagine this. You probably would not survive your first morning in ancient Rome without learning one rule: never trust the street above your head. Before sunrise, your cramped room shakes as carts smash stone, mules scream and smoke slips through wooden shutters. This is not clean movie marble. This is 24 hours inside a city where bread bakes beside sewage, painted temples rise over cracked walls, and one wrong step can ruin your day before it begins. By night, those same crowded lanes will feel less like history and more like a trap. Stay with me, because Rome is waking. To survive, you learn one rule before sunrise. Rome does not care if you are tired. At 4 a.m., your room shakes inside a tall insula, one of the crowded apartment blocks where ordinary people sleep above shops, stalls, and narrow streets. There is no soft morning here, no calm light through clean glass. Only thunder. Carts roll below because heavy traffic has to move while the city sleeps. Grain, oil, firewood, wine, and market goods crawl through the dark. Iron wheels hit cobbles again and again. Animals drag loads through lanes too tight for comfort. You sit up. The floor feels rough. The air feels stale. Your room is small, rented, and high enough to make every stair feel like punishment. Higher floors are cheaper, but hotter, weaker, harder to escape, and farther from water. If you need water, you walk to a public fountain. If you need relief, you find a latrine or use a pot. Then comes the second rule. Never trust what falls from above. Someone opens shutters across the street. A voice shouts. A splash hits stone below. You do not ask questions. You just remember to look up before walking. By 6:00 a.m., the building is awake. Children push through stairways. A woman carries water. A baker's boy runs past with flour on his arms. Somewhere, a landlord has ignored another crack in the wall. Rome is not even fully bright yet, but already it has shown you its first truth. Ordinary life here is loud, cramped, and one bad accident away from disaster. And then you step outside, where the city stops being a room and becomes a living machine. A living machine made of heat, voices, smells, and bodies. By 7 a.m., the street feels like it has a heartbeat. Bakers pull round loaves from ovens. Barbers scrape faces beside doorways. Teachers shout lessons in the open air. Vendors call prices. Buyers argue like every coin is personal. Your first breath is confusing. Fresh bread, smoke, olive oil, sweat, donkey dung, damp stone. Then garum, the sharp fish sauce Romans love more than your nose can understand. One smell makes you hungry. The next makes you regret being alive. This is where the dream of Rome breaks. The marble exists, yes, but it is not quiet, white, and perfect. Walls are painted in bright colors. Temples glow with reds, blues, golds, and greens. Buildings lean close. People brush your shoulder from both sides. A rich man passes in a litter carried above the mud by enslaved workers. A merchant curses. Someone speaks Greek. Someone else answers in a language you cannot place. Rome is not one voice. It is a crowd pulled from across the empire. By 9 a.m., the forum pulls you forward. Here, the city changes tone. It becomes theater. Lawyers shout as if the gods are judging their breath. Priests lead animals towards sacrifice. Money changers guard their tables. Senators move slowly, because power walks like it owns time. Stay with this part, because this is where ancient Rome starts to feel painfully familiar. If you like history that puts you inside a street instead of behind a textbook, subscribe now, because the real control system of Rome is about to reveal itself. Power here does not hide, it performs. A rumor can ruin a man before lunch. A speech can lift another into favor. A deal made beside one column can shape lives hundreds of miles away. But by noon, your stomach drags you away from empire and towards something far more human. Food. And that simple meal will show you more about Rome than any statue ever could. because food tells the truth marble tries to hide. At noon, you stop at a thermopolium, a street food counter built into the wall. Clay jars sit inside the stone counter, holding hot beans, lentils, stew, wine, or sauce. Many ordinary Romans do not cook grand meals at home. Their rooms are too small, too crowded, or too risky for much fire. So the street becomes the kitchen. You eat standing up, bread in one hand, a bowl in the other. Maybe chickpeas, maybe porridge. The wine is watered down because drinking it straight is seen as rough, even in a city that throws waste from windows. Around you, Rome keeps moving. A butcher rinses blood from stone. Two men argue about chariot racing like their family honor depends on it. A tired worker eats fast and disappears. For a second, the city feels shared. Rich, poor, free, enslaved, local, foreign. Everyone moves through the same heat. The rich are carried, the poor walk, the powerful eat later, longer, softer. Enslaved people cook, clean, lift, carry, build, and vanish into the background unless you force yourself to see them. Rome feeds the crowd, but it does not feed everyone equally. That is the trick. Rome can feel public while being deeply unfair. It can give bread, baths, games, roads, and laws. While still resting on fear and labor, most people pretend not to notice. By early afternoon, dust sticks to your skin. The sun presses down. Your feet ache. Then the crowd begins drifting toward the one place that almost makes Rome feel generous, the baths. And once you enter, the city becomes so impressive that you almost forget the human cost underneath it. Underneath it, fires burn, workers feed them, water moves through systems you may never see. By 3 p.m. you step into the baths and suddenly Rome feels impossible for the ancient world. High ceilings, warm rooms, hot pools, cold plunges, steam, stone, gardens. This is not a private palace. It is a public world built around water. For a small fee, ordinary people can enter a place grander than anything they own. A worker soaks sore muscles. A merchant hears news about grain prices. A man repeats gossip he should not know. The baths are not only for washing, they are Rome's social network. Deals begin here. Rumors travel here. Friendships form here. Enemies study each other here. This is the best part of the day because it shows Rome at its peak. Clever, bold, organized, almost modern. Aqueducts bring water from far away. Heated floors warm rooms from below. Concrete holds huge spaces overhead. For a moment, you understand why Romans thought their city might last forever. By 5 p.m., you step outside cleaner than before, but the street has changed. Shadows stretch between buildings. Shopkeepers pull goods inside. Somewhere nearby, shouting breaks out. People turn, then keep walking. Nobody looks shocked. That is your warning. Rome can give you hot water, painted temples, and empire-sized dreams, but it cannot promise safety after dark. By 8 p.m., the city loses its shine. There are no streetlights, only torches, lamps, open doors, and small patches of flame. Between them, darkness waits. The carts return, louder now. Wheels hammer stone. Animals drag tomorrow's supplies through the night. You walk in the middle of the street, not under windows, not too close to alleys. Wealthy people move with escorts. You move with careful steps and hope. Dinner is simple. Pulse, a thick grain porridge. Maybe bread, olives, cheese, or watered wine. Above you, someone coughs. Below you, someone argues. Near midnight, you climb back to your room. Your clothes smell like smoke, food, sweat, dust, and the street itself. Rome has not slept. It has only changed shifts. And lying there, listening to the building creak, you finally understand the truth. Rome was not just an empire. It was a daily test. Beautiful, brutal, brilliant, unfair, and somehow still alive in the world around us. Rome is gone, but it never went silent. Its roads became our roads. Its laws shaped our courts. Its arenas still echo in every stadium built for crowds. And after one day inside its noise, smoke, hunger, beauty, and fear, the real shock is not how ancient Rome feels. It is how familiar it still is. If you want more history that feels lived, not memorized, subscribe now, because the next lost world may feel even closer than Rome.